Here is your math mystery, Case of the Alien Apocalypse. December 14, 2149. An alien apocalypse is upon us. Their war to take over planet Earth starts with Manhattan. Everyone is frightened. Crowds are racing to evacuation shelters in hopes that there will be some protection from these fierce algebraic aliens. The MBI, Manhattan's Bureau of Investigation, have discovered a morphing device that the aliens planted at the top of the city's tallest tower. After inspecting the device, they discovered that the machine has been designed to turn all humans into Manhattan into something. But what? Whatever it has been designed to transform humankind into, it can't be good, and the MBI fear that they cannot turn off the device. Dr. Putin, a wacky scientist, has been assisting the MBI and police in the fight against the algebraic aliens. He has suggested a plan that may give our world some hope to survive this alien apocalypse. Dr. Putin stated to the press, "I can build a machine that will counteract the mutation waves and stop everyone from being transformed into whatever this device has been programmed to do. However, I need to know what the device is going to turn humans into to build the morphing counteracting machine correctly." It appears that the aliens use algebra to encrypt their notes on the machine and communicate with each other. The MBI believe that the math notes they found with the morphing device will help reveal what the aliens' machine has been programmed to turn us into. A great math detective with algebra skills is needed on the team against the alien apocalypse. Math detective needed to discover what the aliens are planning to transform human civilizations into. The MBI have made a list of all the possible transformations that the morphing device could be programmed to turn humans into. However, they urgently need a super math detective with algebra skills to help them solve this case. Hurry and crack the codes so that Dr. Putin is able to build a counteracting device to stop the aliens and save our world. Now, these are the possible transformations. We'll morph into dogs, shoe boxes, monkeys, slugs, mice, rocks, etc. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to find the clues to eliminate items that you will not be turned into. So let's look at several of these slides, okay? Here we go. All right, solve for the variable exponents, clue 1. Here is a note written by an algebraic alien team. You will need to crack the code to reveal the clue about what the morphing machine has been programmed to do. To crack the code, solve for the variables down below. Use your answers to match and place the letters in the boxes to reveal the message. Put the letter in the box in every box that it matches your answer in. There may be more than one. The first one has been done for you. So let's look at these. These are the answers up at the top. Down here are the questions. Now, look at what it's got. Let's talk about this real quick. All right, let's look at problem number 1. It says solve for O. 3 squared equals O. Now, remember that 3 squared, the squared means 2 blanks, 1, 2. The 3, the base tells you what goes in the blanks. And remember that exponents are repeated multiplication. So 3 times 3 is 9. So what they did was they came up here and they looked for all the 9s. Look, here's a 9, they put an O. Here's a 9, they put an O. Guys, if you want to make sure you got it right, look up here and put your letters. So the first one was O, so wherever you see a 9, you put an O. Let's do another one of these because there's a couple that could be tricky. Let's look one more. Solve for E. Now, 27 equals 3 to the something power. Well, wait a minute, I don't know what the power is. So let's think about this. The 3 tells me what goes in the blank. All right, well, there's a 3. Well, we know it can't be 3 to the first power. So let's do another 3. That's 3 to the second power. 3 times 3 is 9. Well, that's not right. Let's put another blank. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Oh, look at that. That's 27. So that would be 3 to the what power? 3 to the third power. So that E is a 3. 3 to the third power. So your E is going to be a 3 because it's 3 to the third power. That's a 3 up there. It's hard to see that. So we're going to scroll up and we're going to find the 3's. There's a 3 and I'm going to put an E. And I'm going to look. Any more 3's? Up, there's another 3. Up, there we go. We have 2 3's, okay? So that's how you do clue number 1. Now, if it says, if it's a living object, then I'm going to, what back here? If it says, well, we know we're not going to be getting rid of living objects, okay? We're not going to be getting rid of living objects. And we'll come back here. So, or we'll be turning them into a living object. Let's just say they said, we're turning them into a living object. Well, that means I can come here and I can say, well, he's living. It could be that one. He's non-living. I can get rid of that one because we know he's turning us into a living object. I can get rid of anything non-living. Now, I don't know if that's what that says, so do not start deleting those because I don't even know what the little clue says, okay? But that's how you know who to get rid of. So let's look at clue number 2. Clue number 2 says evaluate variable expressions. Clue 2. Crack the code to reveal another clue about what has been encrypted in the morphing machine. To crack the code, find the value of the expressions below. Use your answers to match and place the letters in the boxes to reveal the clue. Put the letter in every box that matches your answer. There may be more than one. The first one's been done for you. So let's look at this one. Find the value of the expression below. For y, it's 3. So notice, now this is what I'm expecting you to do. If you want full credit on this page, you're going to do underneath it, if y is 3, you're going to write 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Don't just do it in your head. I will only give you half credit if you do it in your head. I need to see it underneath here. All right? So they said 3 plus 3 is 6. So they said every time you see a 6, it's an I. So they come up here, they found a 6, put an I, put a 6, put an I. Let's do one more. Let's do 3x. Let's do this one down here, 3x. Remember, 3x means 3 times x. That means 3 times, who's x? X is 10. So 3 times 10 is 30. So we're going to come up here, we're going to look for every 30 and put a T. So T, 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 T. All right, those are all your 30s. So every time you saw a 30, you put a T, okay? All right, you keep going on that one. Then we're going to slide 5. Same thing, we're going to do simplifying algebraic expressions. Now look at here. This 3 times the sum of 9 and 10x. Remember, you can do it either by the distributive property, multiplying the term on the outside by everything on the inside, or you can say 3 groups of 9 plus 10. 9 plus 10x, 9 plus 10x, 9 plus 10x. Well, 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27. 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30. So 10x plus 10x plus 10x gives me 30x. So every time you see a 27 plus 30x, you put a T. Miss Cassidy, what do I want for my work? Well, I can either take your distributive on top, the red or the green. You need to have one of the other. So let's do another one together with you. Let's do number 2. 2 groups of 4 plus 4x. Well, you can do 2 groups of 4 plus 4x, or you can do 2 times 4 plus 2 times 4x. Well, what's 2 times 4? 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 times 4x is 8x. So every time I see an 8 plus 8x up here, 8 plus 8x, I put an L. 8, there's another L. 8 plus, there's another L. There's another L. All right? Once you figure out that clue, go to the first page and eliminate. Now make sure you put your hand up so Miss Cassie can come and check your work, okay? Let's look at the next one. Add and subtract like terms. All right, same thing. 4x's plus 2x's gives me 6x's. Minus 4x's gives me 2x's. There's my 2x. And above here, all the 2x, they put a D right here. All right, let's do one more. Let's do this one. 5y's plus another y gives me 6y's. Minus 2y's gives me 4y's. So this is going to be 4y's. So 4y's, I'm going to find up top, find me some 4y's. What was 4y again? Oh, it was an O. Okay, 4y that was an O. That's a 4x, can't put it there. 4yo, 4yo, 4y, nope, I think that's it. All right, so, and then you go back to the original, that one slide, and eliminate. Let's go to slide 7. One-step equations. Now, you haven't done any one-step equations yet. There's no big deal because you can still do it. All right? So let's do it because you actually did this in elementary school, so this shouldn't be hard. It says x plus 20 equals 30. Well, what number, when you add it to 20, gives you 30? The only number you can add to 20 to give me 30 would be 10. That's correct. So you would put a y up there. Now let's think. 35 minus what gives me 29? I don't know. Well, think of it this way. Remember, real quick. Oh, let's go back to this first one. Remember when in elementary school, if they said you don't know, you do the opposite of what it says? If it says x plus 20 equals 30, what's the opposite of adding 20? Subtracting 20. So if you do 30 minus 20, what does that give you? 10. Look at this one. 35 minus what gives me 29? I have no idea. Well, instead of subtracting, well, actually, this one is going to be the same thing. You'd actually have to subtract because whenever you're subtracting x, you're subtracting what gives me 29. This one, you'd have to actually do 35 minus 29 is actually going to give you the answer. So that one, you don't do the opposite. Whenever you subtract x, you just subtract these two numbers, and it'll give you the opposite. So let's see. Borrow 15 minus 9 gives me 6. 2 minus 2 gives me 0. So 35 minus 6 gives me 29. So x is 6. And if you wanted to, you just say 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29. All you have to do is subtract 6. So you're good. So up top, whenever you see a 6, you write an S. S, 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 S. There's a couple of S's. All right? Number 8. Oh, on this slide, this is where Miss Cassidy is going to check you off. So what you're going to do is when you put your hand up, I'm going to come by and I'm going to say, all right, let's look at clue 1. Did you get clue 1 right? I'm going to come here and I'm going to put a check right here on clue 1. That means you got it done. And it was correct. Then clue 2, then clue 3, then clue 4. I'm going to come here and check it off. Then I'm going to say here, well done. You have figured out who the transformation, the algebraic aliens encoded into the morphing machine. Because if your help, Dr. Putin, was ever